Okay, got everything loaded up. My spray can ran out of fizz in it, so I just had to knock a hole in it. Them ratchet boomers was kind of locked up. So I got them oiled up. It wasn't with CO2 or whatever they put in there. It was just run out of the bottom of the can. So anyway, got everything loaded up. I think I'm going to start loading that drag up endways like I did when I left the yard and come up here and loaded it up. Before I left the yard, I put it up sideways. And that's just so hard to get it up high enough and get it set in the center of the trailer. It's pretty easy doing it endways like I did it. If I'll just remember that next time I load it up, how to do it. So that was a whole lot better. I've got a marker on the frame how far I need to push it up. I at least need to get to that mark. If I go a little bit past it, it's all right. It's not going to hurt anything. So anyway, we're leaving the job site and headed to the yard so I can drop the drag off. I don't want to haul that thing around with me. And drop the drag off, clean the radiator out on the Dozer, load back up and go east to Wichita Falls, about 15 miles, and got some trees to knock down and a spillway to fix on the pond that's washing out, and then going to try to change the course of a creek because it's fixing to get into a field and wash it out. I'm going to do all the other stuff first, and then we'll see if he wants to do that while I'm up there or not. If it ever breaks out and goes across the field, it's trying to start a new channel, what it is, and it's just about to hit a plowed field and cut across, take a few bends out of the creek. So I'm going to try to stop it. If not, it's going to make a heck of a mess. So anyway, I got to shut this gate, go up there and shut another one, and we'll let y'all see maybe a little bit on the way home. The wind's blowing pretty good on top of the Black Flat this morning. Well, I'll say this morning, I think it is officially after dinner right now. Just a little bit. I did get a drone shot of this Saturday morning, so it'll be included in the video when I get it out. They're trying to get up here to get the cotton planted. It's time right now to plant it. There are certain dates you're supposed to try to plant it in between to help keep the boll weevils down. I may come back. They're trying to figure out if them tank batteries are hot or not. Sometimes that stuff gets, that salt water and stuff makes them Geiger counter go off, so they're going to check it before they haul it to the, if it's hot they can't haul it to the mill yard, I'm just going to dig a pit right here, smash them up and bury them. That one's just rotted on top and got a hole through the middle of it. It's pretty bad shape anyway. One more gate to shut. Alright, got the last gate shut. There just ain't very many places to hang a camera inside this truck. There's nothing metal to stick a magnet to. There is a post on the other side, but then I can't reach the cameras. Welcome to Dunsmore Moving Dirt. James here. What we've got over here, this is where we moved the dozers the other day, and I've been knocking down. There's those old brush piles out there with some trees kind of growing up in there, and I kind of dug them up. They got a little bobcat with a grubber, and I left some little stuff. I still like some of them few trees over there. The big pecan trees we're going to leave, but this was grubbed years and years ago, and it was a pasture, and the landowner just lives on the other side of them big trees, and the wild hogs was so bad they was just living out here in this 30 or 40 acres. So summertime, the Johnson grass gets 7-8 foot tall. It's good ground. It's kind of all that hill up there, all that drains this way, and I mean the soil's deep and it's good right here, so it can really grow some Johnson grass and raise some wild hogs. So he decided to just start farming it. At least he can see them out here instead of out here hiding and everything. But this pond right here, the spillway was washed out of it. We'll drive over. I've got to stay inside. The wind's blowing so much you just can't hardly do nothing outside. But the spillway was, I've just kind of sloped it back a little bit, but it was as deep as what I've got cut out right there, and it was fixing to lose another 3 or 4 foot of water. As soon as that hole right there got to the tank, well, it would have took another 3 foot of water off here. So I'm closing this off, and I was going to make a spill on this other side, but the ground's higher and it's so flat, he didn't want to back any more water out of the hole than what was here. So first I was going to cut a hole in the dam over there, but I'd have just been wasting a lot of dirt. But now I'm going to cut it. The spillway is going to be right kind of through this area right here toward them red flags. That's going to be the spillway now. I've got to cut it down to about the water level through here, and I'm going to use this dirt and put it here in this, block this off here, so the dirt's closer, I can use it. And I'll take a little bit off of this dam here. It's got 4 foot of freeboard. It really don't need about 2.5, but man, this thing was going behind the dam and washing it out. And they had to put a panel up there. It was washing a hole underneath their fence, and it's not that it wasn't a good spillway, it was just pinched in. And I mean, there's probably 1,000 acres of drainage comes through here, so that needs to be a wide waterway, and it goes uphill pretty quick there, and it was just getting pinched in. So anyway, I'm sloping this out, and where them double flags is out there, I kind of got to run a little, like a little terrace up there. That's a 1/2 foot higher than what my spillway is going to be, and that ought to make the water always come out the spillway. If a little bit goes around that thing, it's not going to hurt anything, but if it's a slow rain, probably don't have much to worry about. But that's what I've just started doing. I come up here at dinner and took some elevation shots and tried to figure it out, and I was hoping I could just block this off and let it run around that end of the dam, but it just won't go without backing a whole lot of water over there. So that ground is definitely higher. That's why it's been spilling over here. So, and they got a hard rain here the other day, and it didn't hardly soak in the ground much, but it rained so hard, and they didn't have everything plowed up. It run off. I imagine this little old tank was about dry. So anyway, I'll set the camera up in here and let you see some of that. I'm going to finish sloping this down right here, sloping this down, then I'll start cutting this dam off and laying it in there and trying to funnel everything and make it just come to a point where them double white flags is. So we'll let y'all see some of that after a bit. Bye. Getting to wear a little of that paint off the blade. This is the first boat job that I've had since I had the Dozer. So wear some of that sticky stuff off the blade, I hope. This dirt isn't really just powder dry. So far, this thing will push a little dirt, I think. The temperature of the transmission in the hydraulic, they just stay amazingly cool. I mean, I checked the temperature. You can go through there and see the actual temperature, but it hardly gets out of the white on the edge of the green, both the transmission and the hydraulic temperature. The engine temperature just, I mean, it gets up there to 200, and then it kind of levels off and stays right there. So they got the coolers for the transmission and the hydraulic. There's one on each side of the radiator, and that seems to be doing the job. Because I mean, on that K, I could be out grubbing in warm weather, and you could tell the hydraulic temperature was starting to get up a little bit, rubbing. And when I grubbed with that thing the last job, I mean, it never did change the temperature of the hydraulic. Or if you was raking or pulling that beam, your transmission would seem like it would start to heat up. It never did. It just stayed right there between the white and the green, which was like 145, I think, degrees. Can't remember. I'd have to look again and see. But it definitely, they've got that part where it runs cool. It's not going to get hot. I don't see how you can get it hot as cool as it is running when it's hot like it is now. Raking, you moving dirt, nothing should get hot, because you may be pushing for a while, but sooner or later you're going to back up and everything has a chance to cool off a little bit. So usually it's when you're pulling something like a road plow or pulling a beam or raking or rubbing where you're using your hydraulics quite a bit. That's usually where your heat's going to start building up on these things. So far I'm pleased with it on that part of everything. I can tell it's definitely cooler with the window tint. I'm not running the air conditioner wide open by no means, so it's comfortable in here. So I can't remember what I got it set on. It's probably set on 71 degrees, and it's guess at one time you don't go very deep and you hit a real fine gravel, so I guess that's what they was after. They got some deep old holes out there that got sand and gravel years and years ago. And things are so deep they hold water, they're not really hurting anything. You just farm around them. finished. Like a little bit around these piles. Then we got a pretty good little job right over there next to that creek. He still wants to do it. Got to try to straighten the creek out so it don't push his field out. So, anyway, thanks for watching this channel. If you hadn't subscribed, wish you'd do that. Hit the like button, share it with all your friends. So, until tomorrow, remember, keep your blade shiny and your tracks clean. I hope my blade's shiny. I'll look when I get off. See if I've got all that gray stuff off there. It might be shiny. So, thank you for watching.